It's Ani's world. We are back today. I had to get on YouTube for you guys. I really did, because I promised myself, even while in school, doing massages, doing facials, living life, raising my son, I was still going to find time to come up on YouTube. So I made it happen. Here I am today. And honestly, I'm really excited for this YouTube video. I don't know why I felt like I needed to study things that I already knew for it. Like, I guess I wanted to kind of, like, just do an overview before I did the video, but I really don't need one. It's not like anything that we're about to talk about is something you can Google as facts. So today we're talking about Siren Mermaid Energy. Good afternoon, Queen. Hi, how are you? And I felt like this was a really important video because people ask me all the time, like, how do you make money? Like, how do you create a source of currency? And the first thing that you need to do is look good. Feel good, make yourself feel good and look good. You really can't, like, get money to flow to you correctly if you don't look or feel good. Like, you have to be pouring into yourself in some form, in order to really, excuse me guys, I'm drinking ginger ale. In order to really manifest something great, a currency that you really want, a currency that's stable, that you can actually feel comfortable in. That's like the major thing, is a lot of people don't have the basics, and it's really good to just start off with the basics and build into yourself. And the reason why I'm mentioning this while talking about a video about Siren Energy is because I'm drinking ginger ale, is because what is the number one thing like that sirens are known for? Luring people in with beauty and lust. You know what I'm saying? You will go very far in life looking good. That's just the truth. Man or woman, honestly, you will go very far in life looking good. With men, clearly, they're not going to be able to bat their eyelashes and constantly get whatever they want the way a woman would. But you will definitely get a certain amount of privilege just based off of your looks. And that doesn't mean that you need to look good in terms of like what society thinks looks good. That means that you need to look better than what you did yesterday and the day before that and last year. So it just means that you're constantly like building up your look, pouring into yourself things that you want to fix about yourself, invest into fixing them, whether that's your wardrobe. Maybe some people have like skin acne, whatever it is. Some people don't like their length of hair. Grow your hair out, you know what I mean? Or cut it. They don't like the color. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel good, so that one, you can get the privileges of looking good, whether you are conventionally attractive or not. Looking good, dressing good, smelling good, you will get privileges. Okay? You will make yourself inherently attractive just by keeping yourself, pouring into yourself, and really making yourself look better. And I want to make that clear. We're not trying to have like a certain, like, you're not trying to look like Beyonce. You're just trying to look like a better version of you. Okay? Exactly. You look how you feel. Okay, now the other reason why, again, the privileges and the state of mind that it puts you in. Anytime you're trying to manifest money, you need to be in a certain state. Like, people always, here's my thing about when it comes to like money and currency. Most rich people like will tell you the thing that they actually thought was going to get them rich is not what got them rich. It was consistently, and a lot of times, something totally different, which usually what they ended up wanting to do, they end up having the money to pour into that through something that they was doing casually that grew over time. And that is just kind of how it happens. So a lot of times, like, when people are like, oh, how do I make money? How do I do this? I can't tell everybody how to make money. Like, I sometimes feel like people think I'm going to be like the new Shira, and it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody is made to be a sugar baby. And some people don't need to start there. You know what I'm saying? Not people, a lot of people just don't need to start there. That's really what it is. You have other areas to work on before you can think about doing that. So, because like realistically, people don't understand, like, especially people who are not educated and from like certain environments, they really don't understand. Like, they call it being judgmental and da 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 da. But even when people are profiled in stores, sometimes it's like you weren't profiled because anything to do with your skin. It had everything to do with the fact that you were wearing a bonnet, pajamas, and Crocs. That's it. That's it. Like, you get what I'm saying? And they just don't understand these certain things. Like, certain people are not going to pay attention to you. They're not going to talk to you. You're not going to get certain attention. You're only going to get certain attention, if that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, next, again, this is not about a specific way to make money. This is about how to get yourself in the energy, the frequency, in the state to allow yourself to create a reliable source of income or create a side hustle. You know what I mean? Now, number one thing I feel is taking care of your health, doing things like staying hydrated. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I think siren energy and water and currency all play so heavily into money is because no matter what form of currency it is, money has always existed in some way, shape, or form. And even when you look at yourself in the womb, in your mother's womb, when she's pregnant with you, you are surrounded by water. You know what I'm saying? And this is why Erykah Badu in her song On and On said, I was born underwater with $3.06. The number 9 of completion, the woman carrying you for 9 months underwater. All of this should be your idea of money. Like, when you think of money, think of it literally as water. If you want to like manifest money to yourself, imagine a currency of money, a currency, water rushing, and this water is like a representation of money. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, things like that. And of course, imagination is really going to get you there, because unless you're working some job that's paying you $300 an hour plus, you're not going to be fulfilled with just a job. And that's why getting yourself emerged with self-care, beauty, allows you to open and expand your mind. Receiving things like compliments and privilege from the way that you look and smell and the clothes that you're wearing, it puts you in a state of mind and gives you a dopamine. You know what I'm saying? Now you're happy. Now you can pursue projects that even when they don't work out, you won't automatically feel broke and struggling. Because that's the number one reason why, people struggle with money so much. It's about how you feel inside. If you feel like you are struggling, failing, having a hard time, like, whatever you're speaking over your money will definitely come into fruition. And that's why people say it's important to speak good over yourself, your life, your money, your finance, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your health, all that. We got people from Germany in here. We got haze, highs, and highs, period. Okay. I want to just dive deeper, because I try to reiterate this in all of my goddamn videos. But I know that this one will attract a lot of views because of the topic. You need a healthy lifestyle in order to attract money. This involves being able to be alone. If you cannot be by yourself, that means you're going to allow anybody into your space, into your energy. That's not how you manifest money. You're not going to find the time to manifest money or create a stream of income if you are always around people. When are you ever going to be able to think? or sit down and create something if you're constantly occupying yourself. You know what I'm saying? So creating room of stillness will, one, give you patience, because if you really want to create like a really good source of income, a good currency of money, you need patience. If you're constantly worried about when is my money coming, when am I going to get paid more, when am I going to make more of this, when am I going to have more clientele, when am I going to figure out what business I want to do, you know what I'm saying? All of this will strain your money and strain the currency and cause all these ruffles in your water. Nothing will be able to stream and flow correctly, which is why like your currency will be down. You know what I'm saying? So allowing yourself to be in a certain amount of stillness as well as solitude will allow you to, again, build patience, open your mind, transcend your thoughts. Number one thing that you want to practice in these moments of stillness is affirmations to yourself, because a lot of time when you are constantly used to being around people or used to having a sound on or used to doing something, that means that you struggle with, one, patience, and two, restless energy, which means that you're thinking a lot, which for a lot of people is both a pro and a con. But if you can learn how to train your mind, this is one heavy, heavy, heavy gem that I'm going to tell you. You have to do it repeatedly, literally throughout your moments of stillness. You will speak affirmations to yourself that when throughout the day, when you have moments where you are thinking negatively or even speaking negatively, you are more likely to fix it and correct it with something positive, which will allow you to be on a certain vibration and attract more money opportunities. It just is what it is. I'm going to tell you how this specifically like works in real time, right? It's like when you are in a relationship and you decide to break up with somebody, right? And you fully decide, I'm not focused on this person anymore. What do? You want to go out. You want to look good. Guys may go to the gym, pick up more hours at work, whatever they have to do. They're going to level themselves up. Because your energy is now directed to yourself. Now that person who you had to leave because they were not, I don't know, whatever, now all their energy is directed back onto you. You know what I'm saying? Another example of this is like in real time is one day I was at work. I was a dancer at the time. And I remember around this time, this is when I came into the club and I just walked into the room and everybody was like, oh my gosh, do you feel her energy, before I can even say anything? So my vibrations were already up. I was already heavily investing into myself, my own energy, and just really pouring into myself. And it was attracting people. It was attracting just their energy. My aura was very magnifying. And one night there was a older man, and he offered to, spend a lot of money on me to do nothing, just spend like literally nothing, like just chill. So, I got paid, whatever. And the next night I seen him, he seen a girl that he knew. And in my head, I'm like, no, 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 no. I need that pay again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going over, I'm talking to him. She's talking, but her energy is just not in the right place. She has an attitude. She's upset. She's complaining. And she happens to be complaining about her boyfriend. And it wasn't really, even when he mentioned to me, it wasn't really the fact that she was complaining about her boyfriend, to be honest. It was just the fact that she wasn't in a good mood in general. Her vibrations were not up. She was a beautiful girl, but her vibrations were not up. She was not in a good mood. She did not have the right attitude. Therefore, why would he want to go and spend his money on her and spend hours with her? It made no sense. You know what I'm saying? If she wasn't in the mood for him, he wasn't in the mood to spend thousands of dollars on her. And because of her low vibration and my, high vibration, it just contrasted instantly, and he easily gravitated toward me. I had better intentions, I had more clear intentions, and I was in the right space, in the right mindset. And she was somewhere else. Her energy was somewhere else, not on her, because it was on somebody else. Like, how can you get someone, like, how can you attract opportunities? And this was just a small example. Hi, baby. But how can you, and those are two small examples, but how can you, like, attract opportunities if, you're not even fucking focused on yourself or your opportunities? Like, you're literally at work. There's men right now with bank accounts and cash in hand ready to spend on you. And your mind is literally not where you need to be. So how are they supposed to be focused on you if you're not focused on you? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So the more, and that's why I'm trying to, reiterate, the more that you can learn how to stay in your own solitude, be healthy, be confident, pour into yourself, grow with yourself, repair things that not repair, upgrade yourself. The more opportunities and high vibrations you will attract around you. Again, failing, and we talk about this a lot in my YouTube channel, failing, or like if you feel as though, you're pouring into yourself, but you're not quite attracting what you need, I always look at it as you're not quite ready. You know what I'm saying? It's always a blessing sometimes when you don't get the opportunities you want when you wanted it, because a lot of times you're just simply not ready. Once you fail a couple of more times and strategize your failures a couple of more times and create wins and learn strategy over, what's the word? Panic, and anxiety, then the opportunities that you want will fall into your lap. Because you have to understand, a lot of these things are flowing through one another. So a lot of, like, if you're looking for an opportunity, you're most likely going to get it from somebody else, right? And you have to look at it like I look at it when I'm at this place in life. People can tell when you're ready. They're like, you're not on time, or you haven't done this. People already know, like, yes, I can give you the opportunity, but you will do absolutely nothing with it. You will fail, and I need you to fail by yourself a couple more times before I let you fail over here, okay? At least if you fail over here, after your experiences, you'll have strategy. Damn, she's gorgeous. Thanks. So, failure is your best friend. Especially because that creates, what's the word? Character, okay? It really does create character. It's like, I feel like a lot of times that's why masters can be a little bit mysteriously cocky, because, and I try to explain this to people when they're like, oh, like, you're giving everybody your game or whatever, and your haters are watching. I'm like, I know who my haters are. I've been my haters. And the thing about it is, the journey that I went on is something that they will never most likely experience, sadly. And I can tell them again and again and again, and we talked about this in my last video when I speak about things like alchemy, transcending, transmutation. Emotion is in it. And although a lot of people try to gaslight the occultists and the alchemists, the spiritualists, by saying, oh, you're so detached, you're icy cold, you have no emotions. If you can come up with a strategy for all your negative feelings, that means that you're absolutely feeling them. That means that you have probably lost battles to them before, but you have learned how to beat them. That's all. That's all it is. It's not about not feeling anything. It's about strategizing your feelings, welcoming your feelings, and again, being in that stillness, being patient, actually knowing how to work through it and not expecting an instant, I'm sad, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Which happiness is like an illusion in itself. You're going to learn that I love being happy, but I also just love having the state of knowing how to just be, where even when I'm not having, I won't say my way, but it's the universe is not treating me like a spoiled rotten baby in that moment, it doesn't make me upset. You know what I'm saying? That's happiness for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not about blissful moments all the time. It's not about ignorance, all the like, not seeing things. It's more so about being able to see something, turn your head, and be cool with yourself because, oh, that has nothing to do with me. I don't have to like consume myself by it. You know what I'm saying? Happiness is like I can catch a flat, sit on the side of the highway for 2 hours, and just go home like, well, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. It's not a horrible day. I can go home, go out to eat, and still move on. You know what I'm saying? That is happiness. You look stunning. Thank you, Terry. Nah, I like that name, Terry. Okay. So, yeah, and all of these things will most definitely help your finances. But again, don't be shy to like expressing that you're upset or you're annoyed or you're pissed off. None of those will like stop your frequency. It's just more so about overly focusing on negativity. For example, like sitting around and talking about things you don't like for hours and hours, or people you don't like for hours and hours. Gossiping is a huge form of, I feel like, money blockage. The more that you gossip, it's like the more that you're blocking your money. Because it's like, how much can you talk about other people? You know? I think gossip is fun sometimes, like with your homegirls or whatever, but it's just not something that you should be doing all the time. You can talk about like your life or your day, things that you need to get done. I love doing that with my friends because it helps me be able to remember things. But you don't have to constantly gossip about negativity or a whole bunch of nothingness. Now, another way to create these forms of income is, remember in my other videos when I told you guys about things like this, like sticky notes that you can put places so that you imprint positivity into your mind, right? Like say if you're someone who might need to boost your confidence, you might struggle with insecurities, you would write like, I'm beautiful on my desk, I'm beautiful on my mirror. So every time you're looking at certain places that you always look to do your daily habits, you will read I'm beautiful, and that will register into your like conscious brain and subconscious brain. So another way to do this when it comes to money is, this is a huge example that I love, like actually investing into things that remind you of money, currency will do it. You look really pretty. Oh my goodness, thank you. Ah! Oh my gosh. Get up. Get up, guys. What are you doing down there? Get up. Oh my gosh. Y'all never listen. I'm talking to you up here. How did you guys get down there? What are you doing? Oh my God. Like, what the heck? Yup. Y'all do too much. Sit down. Anyway. So I was like walking around. I wasn't even shopping. I went to go get food. I had to like do some shopping that day. And it was actually like the end of the day, time to go get food or whatever. And I walked past this store and I seen a necklace and I was like, oh my God, it's beautiful. And I just want to show you guys like what I was looking at from afar. I just seen like this crystal. This crystal really caught my eye. You know what I'm saying? It was really pretty. And then when I walked up to it, it was a fish. And I was like, oh my God, it's definitely giving like mermaid, siren, money energy. So of course I picked it up. I sprinted into the store to see how much it was because I wanted it in that moment. And it was a really good investment. I love this necklace. It's a very intentional, piece to me. Um and yeah, little stuff like that. You guys know in my other videos I talked about, doing things like painting your nails green. I love to like wear green for money. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I'll paint my nails green. Like right now, I was super intentional this time, and like I had pink gel on my hands, but instead of, usually doing my white toes, I did green. So I'm like, I want the green on the soles of my feet. So doing intentional, ritualistic, almost, if you will, things like that will allow you to get in that currency of money. And a lot of times people are not making money because they just don't see fit for them. Sometimes you have to really close your eyes and imagine yourself making $10,000, and it's that simple. You know what I'm saying? If especially, another thing is too, like, if you're broke as fuck right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, example, if you're broke as fuck, like as fuck, like dirt broke, you need to be manifesting hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's where you need to start. See if you can start manifesting at least $200 to $300 a week. And when I say manifesting, I'm not saying just sit home and be like, $200. I'm saying go ahead, see if you can do someone's hair, do someone's nails, cut someone's grass, go find a damn job in between, cut someone's grass, clean someone's house. That's how you're gonna, and being in that frequency, and then boom, it's gonna happen, trust me. Once you can manifest like $200 a week, then you can start manifesting a couple of $1,000s a month. You know what I'm saying? If you can make $800 a month off of a side hustle, eventually you get a job or something, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a side hustle and job. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? What the fuck was that? Okay. Now, you got, let's say you make $1,000 a month at your other job. You don't want to work that much. Now you got $2,000 a month. Easy. Boom. You did it. You know what I'm saying? Now you can manifest to regularly make $2,000 a month. Once you know for sure you can hit at least $2,000 a month, you can start manifesting $4,000 a month. Be realistic. That's all I'm saying. Like, some people, and I used to be these people where it's like, oh my gosh, I have $0 I need $50K. How the fuck? If you have $0 how the fuck are you gonna make $50K? People have to be realistic. It's not about putting yourself down or being negative. It's about actually getting to the goal that you want to get to and using your brain. Use your imagination, your spirituality, and that logical brain of yours. It's okay. So yes, if you have $0, manifest a couple $100. Once you got a couple $100, manifest a couple $1,000. Once you have a couple $1,000, manifest a couple $1,000. Then you can start figuring out how much you're making a year. You get what I'm saying? Break it down for yourself. Make it easy. Make it easy. And plus, like, I feel like when you make it easy, it's so much like easier to applaud yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to applaud yourself when you're so focused on going from 0 to 100. You know what I'm saying? If you can go 0 to 20 and acknowledge that you was at 0 and you went to 20, you will have a much better time manifesting money, having a good attitude, knowing that you can make money because you just appreciated yourself for the little bit that you made. You know what I'm saying? And of course, being specific, I had to learn this too, okay? You guys want to know something so funny? I was manifesting money for months and months and months, and I had it. Was it the amount that I wanted? No. But I noticed that there was always money everywhere. Like there was money. Whether it was a little bit or a lot, there was always money everywhere. Like I'd never, if I wanted something, I always had the money to get it. And at one point I realized that I kept asking to manifest money, but I'm not being specific. And that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so funny. Like I'm not trying to laugh, but like sometimes you manifest money and then like you find $40. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like be specific. You're saying make it happen. What? So eventually I started to learn to be a lot more specific in how I manifest money. You know what I'm saying? For example, if you know that you already make money doing hair, manifest more hair clientele. While you're manifesting more hair clientele, promote your hair. You know what I'm saying? Incorporate, frequencies into your craft. If you do hair, maybe play money affirmations while you're braiding hair and imagine each strand woven in being, you weaving together your financial stability. Doing things like this will manifest you more clientele, more money. Giving good services, of course, will manifest you more clientele and more money. If you give good services, more people want to come to you. People will talk about your services and they will see you, period. Whether you're cleaning, whether you're doing hair, whether you're doing massages, if you give good service, people will come. Manifesting is another way of saying make it happen, Well, see, here's the thing, and we talked about this in my metaphysics video. I'm thinking about redoing that video because in the back of it I had like this stupid music playing that people were complaining about, and I was so like I was on a different frequency during that time. Like I was on my Einstein shit. Sometimes I have to come back down for you guys, because if I start talking in certain ways, like I already talk in certain ways and people are like, what do you mean? Da, 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 da. How's that possible? Da, da, da. So at that time, I was definitely off my rockers in a good way. But basically, if you look at, it's not one of my lives, it's an actual video of mine. And it's called Metaphysics 100% Real Explained, or like Metaphysical Therapy. But it's called 100% something metaphysics. And what I broke down was, what was it called? The history of higher thinking order compared to the system of perception that we are currently in. So perception is what I was teaching in that video, is a system. Now, higher thinking order, you can like Google this stuff. And when you Google it, what I did in that video was I broke down everything that it said, all the words that it was using, because when you break it down, it's a lot more simple. A lot of times we use a lot of words incorrectly, where it's like if you look up the definition of that word, you wouldn't even use it in that way. A lot of people, like when I talk to people all the time, I try to tell them I know more than you, and then they start talking and they're using words incorrectly, and it's very simple words, but they just didn't ever take the time to look at the definition of the word. So that's what I did in that video. I broke down like all the meanings. For example, a part of higher thinking order was analysis, critical thinking, problem solving, okay? And being able to come up with your own, basically, thoughts and ideas. So the reason why perception is a system, and why everything that I'm saying right now is correct when it comes to manifesting money, making money, and getting in the right frequency, is because this, again, is metaphysics, whatever quantum leaping explained. What they said back then is that the people who were vouching for higher thinking order said, well, if someone looks at a tomato, you're going to say it's a red tomato. And if they say it's not a red tomato, are they incorrect? And of course, the people who wanted to go with the perceptual system said, yes, they're correct. That is correct. It's clearly a red tomato. And what they said was, no, it's not. Because if that person is not in the same perceptual system as you, then you are externalizing their human experience. And what externalizing means is to basically label and put a meaning to. You know what I'm saying? And I think the word itself, external, means to be put something that's inside a human experience, everything that goes inside of your head that manifests from the outside. Again, mind over matter, quantum leaping, so within, so without, so above, so below. All of this is what I'm talking about. If you externalize their human experience and put a label on everything for them, you're basically taking away their right as a human being. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, for example, that was just an example, right? Where the tomato is not a red tomato if I'm not in the same perceptual system as you. I can have a different language to label that tomato in. And I can also say it's a completely different color if I'm not in the same perceptual system as you. And this, even think about it, right? This is simple stuff. Like, they play with you when you go into different states and countries and shit. In America, our steering wheel is on the left side. When you go to countries like Jamaica, their steering wheel is on their right side. You know what I'm saying? So again, if someone was to drive their American car out there, people might be like, what the fuck? But that is all a part of perceptual systems, just labeling things and organizing things, and again, externalizing one's experience. Now, on a deeper level is example of when Kanye said, I'm God. And I loved this video because what he said was, well, if I said that I'm you know what I'm saying? Like an IGGA, nobody would blink an eye. If I said I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, I'm a savage, nobody would blink an eye. But if I say that I'm God, it is a huge issue. Again, perceptual systems. People were told that God is whatever religion that they praise. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's multiple gods, whether it's the man in the sky, where heaven and hell, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That is a perceptual system. Again, externalizing one's human experience. And now he's crazy because he thinks he's God. But why can he not? Who told us that he can't be? So this is the same thing for your money, your state of mind, your frequency, and how it's going to attract things around you, right? Everything that you are perceiving, right, through your brain, everything you're processing through your brain will then make up your reality. That's just the truth about it. So if you continuously call yourself broke, eventually you're going to be struggling heavily with money. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, unless you're, like, lying. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, if you're lying, you're fine. Clearly, if you're lying, you'll be fine. But yeah, these are all examples of why working from the inside out is very important. Even when I talk about, you know, how to treat yourself and prioritize yourself, where are you going to start this? Your hands don't have brain. It does not have a brain. Your entire body, it doesn't have a brain. Everything's going to start right here. You know what I'm saying? It's going to start internally. Then you're going to bring it out externally. So if you can focus on your finances, how you look, how you smell, your habits, how you prioritize yourself, how many times you can say no, how many times you can manipulate a situation to benefit you without feeling bad. That's how, you know, and of course, being strategic and, you know, not doing anything stupid. But yeah, that's how you'll get there. It's all about your mindset. So, yes, guys, Ani's World made it up here for y'all. As you can see, I am tired. In case you can't tell, I just got out of school. It's been a long day. It's time to go, y'all. I will see you later, though. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably see you guys hopefully Saturday. If my phone is charged, I'll do an outside video for you guys. If the connection button and phone is charged, I got y'all. So yes, this is Ani's World, Siren Money energy, okay? Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. I really appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day. It's Ani's World.